Welcome to this unidentified channel. Today we're going to be talking about some specific dates in the Daybell case and what those dates are significant to or with. It's something I haven't heard before. It's very interesting and it piqued my interest. If you don't know who Reverend Donna Seraphina is, please go check her out. She has a YouTube channel, she's wrote a book, and she's just very informative. She is the psychic that did the reading back in January. She described what happened to the kids, Tylee and JJ, and very detailed information came through her psychic reading, and this was before the kids were found, and she was very spot on. She talked about Tylee being dismembered and burned, and she talked about JJ being wrapped in garbage bags and lots of duct tape. Very interesting to hear. So if you haven't listened to any of Reverend Donna Seraphina's videos, YouTube videos, go check them out. Her latest video is the video that I'm going to be talking about today. There are three very important dates that stuck out to me, and there are other dates that are mentioned in her video, but the three I'm going to talk about today are the ones that hit me. So I don't know if you know this or not, but there is something called a satanic calendar. So we know the last day Tylee Ryan was seen was on September the 8th, the day that Lori, Alex, JJ, and Tylee all went to Yellowstone Park. We know that Tylee was murdered sometime between September the 8th, that evening, and September the 9th, when they were on Chad Daybell's property burying her. They had to have time to dismember her and try and burn her up before they decided to call it quits and bury her. All we know is that Tylee was last seen on September the 8th. And Alex's cell phone pings put him on Chad's property on September the 9th. That is what the prosecution is leading up to with the evidence that has been presented already. They have said between a period of September and June, September 2019 and June 2020, but I feel like it's been narrowed down further than that. On the satanic calendar for September the 7th, I'm going to read it to you. Now, the one that I printed off is different than the one that's listed in the video that Donna Seraphina does. In her video, she puts clips up of the calendar that she's reading off of. I could not find that specific calendar. I looked through Google and I could only find a couple. The one that she used I couldn't find, but the one I pulled up shows me that September the 7th is Marriage to the Beast, or Feast of the Beast, and the beast being Satan. And on this day, September the 7th, you should have a human sacrifice of a female in between the ages of an infant and 21 years old. It also talks about the sacrifice being a dismemberment sacrifice. And in Donna Seraphina's video, she talks about it also being where you eat a little bit of the flesh from these people. And referring back to her psychic reading of January, she referenced that they did burn and cook some of Tylee's leg and then eat it. Go listen to the video if you haven't already. It also talks about it being a sexual event. The Reverend says that within 3 days of these events taking place on the calendar, so it's dated on this calendar September the 7th. So if you, as long as you did this ritual within 3 days before, 3 days after September 7th, you've done it within the calendar period, and the spirits you're wanting to be with you and supporting you would still be there because you did it within the time period of doing it. I'm going to jump to the next significant date that stuck out to me, and that is the last time JJ was seen. He was seen on September the 22nd alive, and no one saw him after that. So we know he was either killed on the 22nd or the 23rd, and then Alex's cell phone pings. That's how we know that it happened on the 8th with Tylee and the 23rd with JJ. That Alex's cell phone pings at the pond on the 23rd, and they find JJ there in garbage bags with his hands duct taped, completely duct taped, and other areas of his body duct taped as well. Here is what the Satanic calendar says about September the 22nd. September the 22nd, SN Fall Equinox, Autumn Equinox, Sabbath Festival, Sun crosses equator, and days and nights are equal length. It's the first day of the fall, feast day. It's a blood and sexual orgies, oral and vaginal type of ceremony, I'm guessing. And it's a sacrifice of a human or an animal. And it says on mine, male or female. It doesn't give an age. Now, I keep referencing Reverend Donna Seraphina because this is where most of this information came from, is from her video. But she talks about in her video about that it's supposed to be a female, but if it's not a female, that it could be a very young boy that hadn't reached puberty yet, and that would be JJ. She also talked about the hands of glory, and that is something that is celebrated in this time of the September 22nd date, where you're to cut the hands off or make the hands disappear from your whatever you were sacrificing. And they, in the January video that the Reverend did, where she talked about what happened to the kids, she said that Alex couldn't handle the dismemberment. It just grossed him out, dismembering Tylee, and he could not do it again with JJ, so they decided they would not dismember JJ, and they wrapped his hands completely in duct tape so that they were pretty much gone. They were like removing them from the body with the duct tape. Have you guys ever heard of this? This is all new to me, and I didn't even know there was a such thing as a satanic calendar until I looked it up and found these dates to match exactly what happened with Chad and Lori and Tylee and JJ. It is crazy. Go watch Donna Seraphina's video. She talks about the day Charles was killed and Tammy was killed. So she gets in a little bit more deep. I couldn't find the calendar that she had, so I can't talk about those things. I don't have them here in front of me. The third date I want to talk to you about is November the 5th. That's the day Chad and Lori got married. They were in Hawaii. And that date on this calendar, it's actually November the 4th on this calendar, but you get a 3 days before or after the date. It's the Satanic Revels. It's a sexual event where you have oral, anal, and vaginal sex. Alright, so I looked up what a revel is because I can't find a satanic revel, but I would imagine whatever a revel is, you would just include Satan in front of it, and then you would have a satanic revel. So I looked it up, and here is what Google tells me. Revel as a verb is enjoy oneself in a lively and noisy way, especially with drinking and dancing. And then as a noun, lively and noisy enjoyment, especially with drinking and dancing. So to me, it sounds kind of like a big party, like a big satanic party. I don't know what that would look like. That just seems very weird. Tell me what you think. This is all very weird to have these dates connected to this satanic calendar. It's crazy. Why do these dates match up so in line with Chad and Lori? I thought that they were into God, and God was speaking to them, not Satan. And remember, Lori told Melanie Gibb, if Chad's Satan, he's a good one. What the hell's going on here with this calendar? What's going on? It's crazy to me. Also in this case, John Pryor filed a motion last week about having the case dismissed and having a change of venue. Chad and Lori will be in court on January the 6th. They should be together. I don't know if it's going to be Zoom or in person, but we're going to hear from Mark Means. We'll hear from John Pryor on the topics of why we need to change the venue for the trial and why this case should just be dismissed for both Chad and Lori. They are claiming there's not enough evidence to have a trial. So we will see how that goes. I don't even see how that's possible. Tell me your thoughts. Do you think the charges will be dismissed for Chad and Lori based on the information we know now? Did you see John Pryor's requesting, not formally, but he wants, like he said in that document, about, the community thinks Chad has something to do with Tammy's death because you won't release the autopsy report, talking to the prosecution. So maybe that will come out soon and we will get to see Tammy's autopsy report. I don't know. Do you think it will come out? I don't know. I haven't been through the entire document that John Pryor filed. Justin Lum usually has all the documents up on his Facebook or Twitter account. Check them out if you would like. This is all crazy. It kind of threw me off. I didn't expect any kind of information to come out like this, but maybe that's just me being, I don't know. That's all I have for you today. If you have watched this far into the video, thank you for watching. I have come up with a name for the channel, and as soon as we hit 100 subscribers, I will announce the name and flip everything in YouTube. If you like this video, give it a like, and if you like the community that we are creating here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. I will see you next time. Said it wrong, man. I'm not sure, as I haven't. This had. Okay. Her video, she puts. I keep referencing Alright, I'm getting all my stuff messed up. What happened? Cannibalism usually occurs. They're eating them. Very strange. Okay, let's start over. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.